There it is. There it is, the moment that me, you, they, it have been waiting for. The reunion, the mm, bringing back of the old times to the new times, to the present. The past has gone, the present has arrived. Uh, a lot of things have been said, some things have been done, more things are to be done. Some things have not been done yet, but that's why we have future. And here with you, back again, your old friends, Mr. Beat Pig, Mr. JKJK, aka Mr. Fox Kids. Old friends here to meet new friends. And yeah, that's it's been a year of planning due to circumstances. Fortunate, unfortunate, nobody will ever know. It's been 5 minutes of preparation, maybe more. Uh, Couple thousands of dollars of investments into the episode. Mm, Yeah, a lot of traveling has been done for this episode to occur. A lot of investigation, research, analysis, data collection, accounting, management, marketing, some janitorial expenses and activities have also been made for this piece to be created and for you to enjoy. And we know you like to enjoy things. We all do, because there's no joy, there's no enjoy without the joy. Yeah, so many things have happened. So many things. It's hard. We've been conversating for a couple hours already, trying to figure out what people and we, including us and you as well, have been up to, because it's been pretty crazy. Not so much, actually. I think since the last time we've talked, uh, nothing much extreme has happened. What do you think? It's been like a stage of stalling, or like not calmness, but something like that.
Well, I just want to thank JKJK here for, I couldn't have said that better myself. What an introduction for the ages. We've been writing this intro for probably a year, probably about 12 months now. And I think it came together. This whole episode, this is the Grandmommy episode. This is Grandmama episode of the Evening Soothe. It's up here now. It's getting higher and higher. We're this guy. Who's this? Who's this guy? We're the Ziz. Was this the Ziz? We're
This is
young.
this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. JKJK knows. This guy's like an almanac. He's like a farmer's almanac, encyclopedia, dictionary, wiki, Britannica. Um, this is a long time coming. You're gonna want to make this full screen because we've been talking about the things in this episode for a full year. We've got tons of stuff ready here. Like JKJK said, right, tens of thousands of dollars in cool toys and stuff that we're going to show you and talk to you about. And so you're going to want to turn the volume up.
Turn the volume up. Uh, Put away your eyelashes so that you can see the screen better. Cut off those long eyebrows. They've gotten a little too bushy. And yeah, welcome to the most non-mainstream, non-underground, not below the ground, not above the ground, but on the planet Earth podcast, the Evening Soothe.
Evening Soothe, baby. We're coming to you from planet Earth. We're not fucking around. We're not playing around. We're not joking around. This is not a kid show. This is adults only. And you know what that means. We're about to get adult. Not like that,
Yeah,
but just talking about like insurance um, and stuff like that. These are medical. I have medical. This is like a medical thing that
for
I'm
to
doing.
keep the pills for the health, for the lungs. And yeah, it's not for the kids, but if the you are growing a little too fast, if the pants are getting a little too small for you, buddy, then that's the place for you to be.
Yeah,
And
yeah. You know what? This is a kids only show. If you got kids, bring them into the room. And if nothing else, show them this. Don't be like these guys. You got to go. You got to go to college. We're coming to you with the highest fidelity possible in Hollywood. We're coming to you from Anaheim. We've got broadcast stations. I mean, I'm in Anaheim. You know, JKJK. Are you comfortable disclosing your location right now?
great question. Great question as always. Uh, yeah, as you can see, I'm somewhere in Asia, somewhere in the center of it. I'm actually in a place called the Pearl of Asia. It used to be in the center of the Silk Road. Yeah, the city is called, I'll let you guess. But it's in the mid, it used to be connecting the Silk Road, used to connect the east, where the China used to be, and the silks used to come from, towards the west, towards the Europe, where all the tea and other things used to travel, the spices, and where we get the money, we used to be right in the middle, right in the center. A lot of the people call it, if you say it in a different language, it will be called Middle Asia, but I think Central Asia sounds much better because center is the target. Center is the place to be. That's where we aim. That's our goal. And that's where I am right now. After so many travelings, into concrete jungles, I've been to the never-ending desert, to the mountains, and I've been in the areas I don't know
Been in the
the
outback.
names of.
You've been in the outback.
I've been there. I've been there. And yeah, now that my path has brought me here. So that's the reason that it required so much time for this
Yes.
episode to be created.
Yes, we've been traveling the world, collecting stories and tales, anecdotes, what have you, fables and whatnot, trinkets, magical stones and tokens, medallions, mountain shepherds. We've spoken to the man on the mountain, the top guy. There's people on Everest. We've talked to interviewed Bigfoot. There's aliens are real. We, you know, we've been preparing, and that's why, and that's how. The amount of plane tickets we bought, if I don't get on another plane in my whole life, I'll die happy. And you can eat me for a Christmas morning. Put an apple in my mouth or a banana. I don't care.
But open it the right way is what we're watching video before. So you open it from the bottom, not from the top, because that's where you start. You always start from the bottom.
That's right.
The
And I
banana
love
teaches you
Target.
life.
I love Target. My jaw's on the bottom, so you got to open my mouth from the bottom.
You were talking about the joke, and one came to my mind. That's the one I've been thinking of recently. There's a thing called lentils, right?
Yeah, like a delicious lentil soup.
Yeah. And there's a thing called chickpea,
Delicious.
right?
Now those I
Do you,
like.
yeah. Do you know the difference between the lentil and the chickpea? Chickpeas.
Um, no, I guess I don't.
Well, lentil,
Was one of a bean? Was one a bean or something?
huh?
Was one of them a bean?
Yeah, close. But lentil is not on my face. think that's how it went. Oh,
Chickpea? I thought you meant the snack, the delicious snack. You're talking.
it's an adult podcast, is
This
what
is
we're
an
talking
adult
about.
podcast. Put the kids back in their, kennels or whatever they're doing. Put them back in the yard. You know, set up a tent for them in the yard. If you're watching this, set up a tent in your backyard. Or front yard if you're in an apartment. Set them up in the front yard with a tent. You can run some extension cords down there. Give them like a toaster. They can make Pop Tarts. And give them a toy. And this is an adult show, and we're talking fantasy tonight. The topic of the show tonight is fantasy.
See, I like that. I like that. And a lot of people have different fantasies. A lot of those fantasies are a little perplexed. People call them also pervert, right? They're a little something, something. And I've heard those like more and more. I've been diving deep into it, and people want some very, very odd things to be said to them, to be done to them, and they're not nice things. At least I would not call them. So I've had a friend of mine. I hope she'll never find out, but we're not gonna disclose the name of that person. So a friend of mine, we were working a shift together at a place, and she said, well, there is one guy and he calls me once a month, well, once a month, and he pays me $100, 100 US dollars to be exact, for her to come to his place and kick him in the balls in the nut area for $100. And I thought that was odd, quite strange, and quite hard to enjoy, to say the least.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I don't mean to throw that crazy out there. That
It's
is
your choice, absolutely.
that's your choice. I mean, I have a hard time relating to that. Usually, I'd pay somebody to stop doing that and to not. I'll give you $100 if you never do that again, please. But that's fine. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good. If you're in touch with yourself and that's what's going on, that's good. And you're enriching the economy ultimately. Um, so I think that's kind of cool. As a matter of fact, the more I think about it, the more I think I'd like to fill out an application if there's an opportunity. Um, that $100, I can do that. I can kick.
it's not a bad hassle, is it?
Huh?
Oh, that's a good kick. I think the person would be really, really satisfied.
My legs don't go straight anymore, but I can get them high.
Yeah, there are also people, as you've been showing your legs, that are into the bottom area of your body, which are feet. I think that's been pretty trendy recently and very interesting. I've been thinking about it, and I think it's mainly, I guess, I don't know why, but for me, it is probably has something to do with some sort of dominance or showing dominance, or perhaps, well, the people that are giving the feed, right? Because that's like it's supposed to be in the old times. Now people wash their feet, but in the old times, that used to be the dirty part of your body. So were the hands, I guess, but feet is like that's your transportation. That's what rarely gets washed, but always gets dirty the first. And Yeah, just to show the dominance, perhaps.
Yeah, I think you're
Because,
right.
mhm.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, yeah, I at least personally, I don't. I mean, there is beauty, and there was one person that has told me that thing that if you're really trying to find a woman, or I guess a man in somebody else's case, is that you should not look at their whole body, but look at their feet. If their feet are beautiful, then that's the person you want to be with. Because everybody can have a pretty face. Everybody can have you know, broad shoulders, nice chin, straight teeth, and so on. But who's gonna have good looking feet that you're not gonna look at them and think that they're a little, uh, look a little, well, unsatisfying, let's say. Let's say you find the woman and her feet look satisfying. That's the woman that you should put a ring on her finger, perhaps on the toe.
Ooh, on the toe, a toe wedding ring. That's kind of good, dude. That's kind of that's kind of sexy. I think I might do it that way. I might propose. I might do a toe pro a proposal.
Her toes, I like
Toeprosal.
that.
I'll do a toeprosal or a proposal. Either way.
And yeah, I've seen some women, mainly women, I guess, wearing a ring on their feet, and it looks cute,
That
sexy,
is
sure,
cute. That
yeah,
is cute. I can see. I got hooves downstairs. There's not feet in these boots. This is a hoof, an animal hoof. So I can't wear one. But maybe a little Miss Piggy. If I find myself a little Miss Piggy, maybe we can get some toeprosals going.
absolutely. Yeah, so that's one of the fantasies that people have. People sell those pictures,
They
photos.
do. You know, feet are pretty. Feet can be if they're well kept. It's less of a my appreciation for them is less of that debasement. I think you're onto something with this, and that I think you're right. Um, but Quentin Tarantino really likes feet. He loves the feet, footsies. He loves them. And it's kind of a joke, I think, a running joke with him. Um, Another thing that I think is related to what you were talking about, JKJK. I don't know if I called you any other names accidentally, but Mr. Fox Kids is eating, you know what I'm talking about, eating a cow pie from a girl or guy.
Ah,
Eating, I can't even, we're not even going to say it. But
the target.
there's something that I can talk about, which is called YouTube poops. Now, maybe there's a hint there.
All right.
And this
Uh,
this is this is something that should never even be talked about. But listen, um, I mean,
that's where we're going, huh?
that's where we're going. That's the theme of this whole episode is this specific interest. Okay, it's a niche interest. That's the theme of the whole show going forward. No, 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 no. Just this episode, not the whole show.
Very
I feel like
particular.
it's this very in particular thing here. Um, I'm just joking. I'm joking, but it does seem like something that you might not want to. That it could get you sick. Just don't get sick. I'd have a terrible tummy ache. Is all I'm trying to tell you.
Ah, oof. Uh, uh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
So I've heard of that. I've heard of that. That's been prominent as well. I do not possess much information on it, nor experience of mine is big in it either. I try to keep those things to the function of it. Keep, and I heard of it. I mean, there were thoughts in my head, not gonna lie. And yeah, I don't know. Some people even like it when it is uh, when it has been used towards its first function. So it's yeah, it's quite strange. And there are people that I've seen that live that nomadic type of lifestyle somewhere in the forest, and they said you just gotta ignore the taste and ignore the smell. And well, when then what's the point? How am I gonna eat the burger if I gotta ignore the smell and the taste? What is
Yeah,
it? Is it
bro.
the texture that I am going for?
That's why I can't. I don't do Burger King anymore. It's like similar, it's related to this. No, I was talking about eating shit.
Ah, hold on.
We can cut that out. We'll blur that. We'll bleep that fully.
Hold on.
But this is that's
That
true.
is that's a step above.
That's where that's kind of that's right. Well, you said that is trendy. What you were talking about is trendy. Now, what I'm talking about, thank God, is not as trendy. It's a very this that's niche. That's extreme.
That's extreme. Yeah, and there is a I have not I do not I have even less information on that. Uh, and yeah, that is definitely like the dominance. But if you have ever, um, if you have an interest in discovering Russian cinematography, there is a movie called Green Elephant.
Green elephant.
And Green Elephant,
Green elephant.
very obscure, very, uh, very mm, hard to watch type of a movie. It's disturbing. So, and there, that type of act happens. Like, I think for real. And they shot it in the movie. So, and much more and more and more. So, it's a very abstract type of movie. There's no point, I think, in it, but it's just for the point of it being disgusting. Some people might find pleasure in it, I guess. It is what it is. There is also I've seen it mainly in movies. There's also a movie called Movie 43. And in that movie, there's no action of eating the burger, but there's the action of putting the burger on the body.
Oh yeah, a little body burger.
Body burger. That's right. That's right, which is strange as well. And yeah, don't when I think of it, you might as well, you know, go and smell the um, fumes of the kitchen
Oh yeah.
in that case.
Yeah, you might as well kick me in the balls.
Might as well do that. That's right.
Yeah, I got negative interest. So proud the little Miss Piggies out there. No burgers. This is a sex show now.
That's what the preparation has been making.
Yeah, we've been researching sex for a year. What's up? We're
And,
we're
and there's
experts.
yeah a lot of things here. Like there are people here that I know, and uh, there are different topics. There is a pizza guy story. You know, it's very popular.
Oh, like a delivery guy?
A delivery guy. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
a delivery guy, and it's like happening in real life too. People are doing it in real life and
Oh
seeing
yeah.
how the guy reacts. Mm, there's also a topic of cooking have been uh, pretty popular for some reason.
Oh yeah. Very popular in the US. Both of those ideas are also popular here. Very popular. Too
Yeah,
popular.
very odd,
I mean,
very
I'm
odd.
not saying, but I just want to order a pizza. I'm just trying to do my job, getting the pizza to your house. And then I have five more pizzas in the car. I have to go. Please tip me.
Yeah, people are just destroying businesses that way.
Now, you're doing the opposite of the ball kicking guy. You're messing with the economy. You're taking money out of the economy and giving it to yourself. Be the ball guy. Be that guy. Have the pizza guy
Those
come
are
in.
not capitalists.
What's say again? I'm sorry.
Those are not capitalists. That's not how capitalism works.
I mean, you have to give back. I mean, ultimately, you got to give back to the community as well. The delivery driver is in your community. They might live next door. Have him come in, kick you downstairs, give him $100, say thanks for the piping hot pie. I'm excited to enjoy this delicious pizza, and release him back into the world.
Yeah, yeah. Quite odd. Um,
Sorry, I get so upset when we talk about the pizza delivery thing.
all
I've
right, I
been
like pizza too.
I've been talking to my therapist a lot about it, and I think it is like a pizza obsession. I'm pizza obsessed, pizza addicted, if you will.
I've been banned from therapy. Have I told you about that?
No, that's the most badass thing I've ever heard in my life, though.
Yeah, so I've been on this app. Um, don't know if I should disclose it or not, but it's pretty popular on the internet right now. You might see in the ads.
Yeah, Instagram
Uh,
is my therapy app.
so yeah, you find a therapist. I found a therapist. She seemed pretty nice. We were exploring my past, childhood, relationships, characteristics, parents, education, personal goals, and so on and so on and so on. And 3 or 4 sessions deep. I don't know, we had a session where she was talking to me and discussing my problems. We figured out what my problem is, and it happened to be so. So I asked her, so what's the solution? What's the solution? And I don't think she told me the solution. And then she also asked me, it was early morning, so she asked me whether I was high or not. I said, no, it's just early in the morning, so I am zoning out. I'm still waking up. I cannot concentrate and fully focus and combine my thoughts together to uh, produce some sort of speech that actually makes sense. And she said, okay. And I was not high, right? So, or under any other influence. Because that's, I think, what the goal of the therapy is. You're supposed to be sober and so on and so on, just in case. So that was it. And then we had our session. We kind of figured out it was mainly about my anger because I have anger in me that I don't release, and I'm trying to find out a happy way to release it. And she told me that's, oh, not the happy, but the better way to release it. And the better way to kind of release it is you're like a transform. You have a transformer somewhere over here. Not a transformer, but sort of some sort of a mechanism that uh, transforms things. So you metamorphize the anger that comes out to into love, kind of, into good energy. right? There's bad energy here, boiling, 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 and you can't just keep it in all the time. You gotta let it out, but you don't want to let out that bad energy on people. So you need to transform it into good energy and make sure that they're getting the proper message. So less emotional, less thinking, but more wise of an approach. And yeah, and next thing you know, I she sends me an email saying, "Hey, I don't think you can have any more therapy. At this point of time, you're not able to receive any therapy, so I hope you find like a different therapist." I said, "All right." And then I said, "Can you tell me why?" She did not explain why. I went to the support team and then I messaged them what's going on, what's happening, and they didn't explain it either. So they said, well, we're sorry, but we're going to cancel your account and you can never use this app again. We'll refund you for your last two sessions. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that was my experience with therapy. And yeah, since then I have not been to therapy yet. I might turn to it sometime in the future, but I kind of got the messages that I already was onto. I just needed the reassurance, and I have received that. Yeah, that was my experience with therapy.
Jeez, man, that's crazy. Is it better health?
Perhaps.
We can bleep that. We'll bleep that. Um, that's fucking crazy, man. What do you think it could be? Do you think it was
I cannot tell you the clear reason because
because she thought you were
I don't
high?
know now. Maybe, but she didn't tell me the reason. It would be odd for her, not to tell me the reason. That's the part that confused me. Because if at least I knew the reason, I would have been um, admitting it. But now I don't even know which part was wrong, and now I need to just go with it. I'm still on my way. I'm still building my future, no matter what. As you can tell, like the work is going, it's in progress. So, uh, yeah,
Yeah, and this is another. I mean, that's the one of the craziest things I've ever heard, man. First of all, that's nuts. Are you talking in English to these therapists, or you?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Hmm.
have.
Hmm. Um. Were you was it an animated thing? Were you yelling or anything like that? I can't imagine.
Not at all. Not at
What,
all. And she said you should be comfortable yelling. You should be comfortable crying. And I was not yelling. I was calm. I was just zoning out from time to time. I don't know. I said, so what's the reason? Like you told me that this is my problem. We've got to the root of the problem, and I already forgot the root. And what should I do? Right? And she's like, are you listening? And I said, yeah, I just want to know the answer.
are you what?
She asked like, are you listening? And I said, yeah, I am. It's just I want to know the answer, you know. And yeah, that was it. It was odd, At least if she said I was rude or if I was, I don't know, maybe there's something I don't remember that happened, but I'm pretty sure I didn't say any mean things. I wasn't yelling. My voice was pretty average, but and I was enjoying it. So yeah,
That's
no
incredible,
clue.
man. That is so incredible. I know a lot of people who like work as therapists, right? And like, oh, I'm from high school. Like, I knew them in high school, and I know that that's what they do now. And they're like normal people, and they're very. I mean, that's all that any of us can be, right? Um, they are susceptible to emotions and strange behavior and a lot of that stuff. And sometimes people who are troubled actually sort of seek that. out to maybe help themselves a little bit, you know? Um, so I would say if they're not telling you what was going on, and if they're not giving you an answer, that to let it go, right? To not, because that can kind of fuck with your head, right? You can go, what was I doing? What did I do? I want to know. This is going to bother me. I would say just forget about it then. If they're not going to tell you, forget about it. And if it happens again, then you can go, okay, this has happened before, or something. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. I mean, can you tell me what this is? And you can try again then. But I would say you probably didn't do anything then. If you can't think of something and they can't tell you anything, it could just be a weird, I mean, weird stuff happens, man. Like with, it just is a thing on their end that is too weird or, but I think if it was you, they would tell you.
Perhaps. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I don't know, I signed up my partner, my girlfriend, to it as well. And she had her sessions just fine. So she didn't mind them. She enjoyed them. There was nothing like that happening on her side. So
Yeah,
yeah, very
I'm, that is very odd, man. I'm serious. I think if it was your fault, they would be so happy to tell you what you did wrong. They'd be like, "Oh, well, you did that. You can't." Like somebody would be too excited to tell you what you did wrong. I think if they don't want to talk about it, that means something on their end is weird. And I'm not for sure, but I think, people are excited to tell you what you did wrong usually. That's like people's favorite shit to do. So when they're not talking about it, that makes me think it's not your fault. And it sounds like you
mm,
didn't. And I don't know how you're on therapy sessions, but I know you're so chill and reasonable. So I would never worry about it again. But that is weird and so silly. And the construction hat thing here, this is for the viewers. This hat thing, this is a genius. Okay, a hardworking gentleman, blue collar guy, a daddy mode. This is what everybody, we want to be taken care of. If you're looking for little Miss Piggy's gonna like a big strong man who's built. I'm building a house. I'm building a house. I'm building an outhouse, uh, for etc. Things we talked about earlier. But that this is a key. If you can wear a tool belt when you go out to the bar with hammers and nails in it, or a bandolier of maybe not bullets, but like little screwdrivers and stuff. If you can wear a wig that makes you look like you have a certain job, um, this is all good. Women, I mean, people love this. You wear a jumpsuit with a name tag on it that says Dave. People are gonna love that. Your name doesn't have to be Dave. You can say this is Dave's. I work. Oh.
Well, all right. Oh, that is a new jacket that you just changed.
Thank you so much. We had to do a quick wardrobe change. I got a little bit excited in the when we were recording here in this last 15 20 minutes. That was only 15 20 minutes ago, but we had to do a quick wardrobe change because I got way
Yeah,
too
things were
excited.
getting hot. Things were getting hot and sweaty, so we decided that a little change of our outfits would help the atmosphere to kind of shift towards a new direction. But we still are preferring to talk about the topic of the day, and we were talking about fantasies, as you know, and we would just love to expand on the thought.
Yes, we would. And it is on shows like this that we do get excited and we do need wardrobe changes. This is not something we talk about very often here, but we have to get into this, the nitty gritties. It's because it's really kind of grinding my gears. And we've already covered a lot of stuff this episode here. Um, so just because we change clothes doesn't mean we have to go off the deep end again and get them all wet, sopping wet. I was sweating. I was getting they have terms for it, but I'm gonna, just be professional about it. But we are
It's
talking
not a
about
different
fantasies here.
day,
It's not a
not a
different day.
different week. It's the same hour.
Yep,
And we're glad that you're here with us on the evening Soothe with JKJK and Mr. Beat Pig.
that's right.
So,
That was everything he said was true. Everything JK just told you, folks, ladies and gentlemen, is true. Now I'm gonna kind of get up right up next to the camera here because I got something serious to say to people here. Okay, you listening?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. Because I didn't actually think of something to say, but I do want to say thank you for watching the Evening Soothe. We are your favorite celebrities. We're your favorite superstars. We're super famous in other countries that aren't yours. So, and on other platforms that aren't YouTube. Our YouTube numbers are really low for some reason, but we've got millions of dollars in the bank. We're cool. We drink champagne, and people love us.
And we love you too.
And we love you too. And that's why we do the show. We don't do the show for the millions, okay? We take the money, we'll spend it, we'll have fun with it, whatever. We enrich our lives with it, okay? We use it as a tool. But the real reason that we're here today with you is because of you and because of this.
Yeah, because it's very big and it starts beating a little faster when you turn on YouTube and you open our video.
That's right. That's right.
That's
And
all there is.
that's all there is to it. And we want to thank you for the donations that pour in and the love and the positive messages, all the emails that we're getting. Super positive stuff. Keep it coming. Because we're never going to stop soothing. And Joe Rogan, we're going to get to, I don't know what episode you're on. What do you think Joe Rogan's on?
He's like 1400 right
I
now.
don't care. I
Not
don't
too
care.
far away.
I don't give a shit if you're on 10, 100,000,000 fucking episode with Googleplex. We're going to catch you and we're going to surpass you. Because guess what, dude? I'm 17 years old. I'm going to be doing this for a long time. And
That's
you're
right. That's right.
and
You don't know how much of a future we got.
you don't know how much of a future we got, Joe. And guess what? You're not 17 years old. So we're going to get you. And by get you, I mean catch up to the amount of episodes you have. This is not a legal threat. We're not threatening violence on Joe Rogan. I know this is the fantasy episode, but I don't have a fantasy of doing anything untoward to Joe Rogan for crying out loud. Can't believe I have to say
Not
that.
at all. He's a cool guy.
He's super chill.
Yeah.
Dream blunt rotation. 3 Joe Rogans.
Oh, amazing. Amazing, amazing fantasy. That's a good fantasy.
Now we're back on topic. Now we're back on track, folks. Thanks to Joe.
Now, so I was researching, doing research, right, in the real world, and I realized that we, human species,
Well,
most of us,
sure.
uh,
No, go ahead.
live in a fantasy while we think that we live in reality. That's a fantasy.
Yes.
As we dive deep into those things, dive deeper, start to dissect things, if we get to, I think it was Plato who's
I
developed
love it.
that theory about the cave,
Mm.
people living in the cave with shadows. So there is so much to it. So that research has led me to so many things, You touch a soup, touch a soup that
Mm.
has just been boiled. You put in it and you feel hot. You feel that your finger is being burned. However, it's just your cells and molecules and atoms moving very, very fast.
Mm.
Temperature
Wow.
is rising, yes, but it's just the how does it rise? Because the atoms start moving very, very fast.
Wow. The world is beautiful.
Crazy.
Sometimes, have you ever, this is the magic of the human mind as well. When we talk about fantasy, we're talking about perception. And when we're talking about hot water, have you ever put your hand in a bathtub so hot, you got it so hot that it's you can't even feel how fucking hot it is? It feel like if you didn't and if you or have you ever put your hand in water and you didn't know what temperature it was and it felt you couldn't tell if it was hot or cold, but it was
It
like
happened.
not it was not
Numb. My
it was
hand
not
felt numb.
exactly. It's just like so cold that it's hot or so hot that it's feels like it's really cold.
Things
So
don't make sense.
concept perception, there are people in the world who are missing a part of their brain or something, or it's like a cowl. There's like a cowl that covers the brain, not unlike this cowl, which is actually my skin, but a cowl that covers the brain that connects the two hemispheres. And well, you can get a hemispherectomy and remove it, but I think there is some. It might not have to do with the cowl, but these people who can't feel pain. There are people who they can put a you've seen David Blaine do crazy stuff. They can put like a knitting needle or like a not a probably knitting needle, but a skewer through their hand and have it come out the other side. They can put it through their cheeks and they're laughing because they don't feel pain. And it's not like there's a million people like that, but there are people like that. And so even pain, while not a fantasy, it does it does kind of reside sort of within the mind, and if you can if you can learn, because you have to know that there are two motivating factors in life. There's pleasure and there's pain. Okay, and most people want to write off half of that equation. They want to only use one half of that motivating force in life, and they want to avoid the other one. But you gotta, pain, if you can accept that it's psychological, that you'll get over it, and that you'll become stronger through your exposure to pain, that you can grow and become stronger and use that pain as a motivating force to improve your life and maybe make your fantasies actually come true.
No, that's a great point. And I also want to add that while most of the people always choose the pleasure side and they're always chasing after that, there are some people, not many, that just have the pain that motivates them and not the pleasure.
Yeah.
So they should have it's the balance, right? The one that we have always been telling you about. And you, I hope by this time already remember that that's the main message of the evening soothe. As you lay down on the chair or sit down, that you are balanced. Everything is even. And don't try to get don't let the pain motivate you by itself, nor do let the pleasure to occupy your brain. Have them both, and that's when you achieve the most success. That's us telling you one of the most successful people in the world, and you can't prove it, you can't deny it, so just believe it.
You don't have access to our bank accounts or our social media profiles, so you can't tell us that we're lying and be 100% sure. Why would we lie? There's no motivation to lie. We're extremely famous and successful, and we're helping you. And we've always said that. We have always said this, that the point of the Evening Soothe, our main goal and message to the people out there of the YouTube verse and other platforms on which we're actually more successful, but we don't need to say them, uh, is balance. We want you balanced. We need you balanced. Have eggs and a banana, you know, balance your diet, have fruit, have protein, and but pain and pleasure, you know. This show, that's why this show is like this, okay? That's why it's set up like this. Is exactly right. Is because there's a pleasure here. You come for the conversations and the characters and the personalities, the huge cast of characters that we have here on the Evening Suit. You love to engage with us in podcast one-sided conversation where we're yelling at you basically through your laptop or phone. And so that's pleasure. But there's also a little bit of pain in the show, and we've always embraced that. It's the pain of watching a guy wearing a pig mask, again, yell at you through the phone that you're looking at us through. Um, as well as some of the choices, deliberate choices that we've actually spent a lot of money to achieve in regards to things such as fidelity, audio fidelity. Maybe occasionally the audio's not that good on the show. Maybe if I move around, maybe sometimes there's audio issues. Okay? Maybe you don't like the color grading. Maybe you don't like complementary colors that are cranked up as loud as we can get them on DaVinci Resolve. Okay, maybe you don't like the color acid green and psycho sun exploding star red. But we've made these decisions deliberately in an effort to help and please you to the fullest by using I'm so tired, both of these motivating factors in life. So you're welcome and keep the donations coming. We love the support. We don't really care about the money, but if you could send the support in like a money way, that probably you.
Yeah, no, it's we definitely appreciate the support. Yeah. And unfortunately the only support that you can provide is by giving us the funds. And you know, do we want that? No, not really, but that's the only way, and we know that you want to show us the support. So once we figure out something else, maybe it will be Steak Foundation or I don't know, truffle reserve that you can support us from, then absolutely yes, like gold bars and all that stuff would be amazing, of course. But for now, unfortunately, uh, just yeah, those green, dirty little banknotes uh, that are just lying around basically here, but we love them, because they came from you. They came from you. And that is wonderful.
Really appreciate it. And that is the only form of support that you can really give us support. And that's the other message that we've always said here is that we want to provide balance in your life and also you can in return provide us money, financial support, emotional support in the form of finances.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And balance. Yeah, fantasy, the man money is fantasy too. Who came up with it? It's not what is money. It's not real. So don't worry about it. Just send it and forget about it. Why would you worry about it?
Money's a fantasy. Look, fantasy is great and all, but you can't spend your whole day worrying about your bank account, which is a fake number that's on your phone, by the way. What, just because it's on the internet, you believe it's true? You know, this is you're not your bank account. We all liked the movie Fight Club, right? I know it didn't do well in the box office, but it's like a crazy movie, right? And so you know you're not your bank account, you're not your khakis. So you can send us khakis as well. I am 3230. Um,
Hey, same here.
no shit. Are you really?
Yeah, yeah.
Bro. Well, we should have noticed that. We're always in the wardrobe.
We should have exchanged clothes more.
We should have. And we do have a separator that separates us in the wardrobe, so we don't watch each other change. But you can kind of see, you have to walk through. We know that we should share clothes more often. For the show.
Yeah. Yeah, once the blog comes out or it's a vlog, you'll see how we live and how we um change and how we exist. But for now, we just have to follow us and see how everything turns out.
That's right. And that vlog is incoming soon. We are crowdfunding this vlog. We're raising money to give us the perfect life so we can give you a really interesting vlog. So we want to give you a vlog with mansions and Ferraris and, hot tubs. Uh, what else? Probably PS5s, um, and, you know,
Definitely.
4090s, RTX 4090s. So to get all this, to give you the perfect vlog, we're gonna need just the initial, I don't know, $40 million. $40 million would probably get you the sickest vlog. Casey Neistat, get the fuck out of here on your bike. Get out of the road. If you're on a bike, ride on the sidewalk. I don't
That's
give a
right.
shit. I don't care if it's fucking New York.
That's right.
I'm West Coast. Like Kendrick? Is Kendrick West Coast?
Oh,
Yeah, for sure,
yeah.
right?
He
California.
has to.
I'm the California.
Yeah.
I like Kendrick Lamar. I'm
Woke
not.
up, waking from the new tea,
Yeah. Drinking bottles.
great tea.
I'm getting sad and I'm drinking the bottles. You know that one? He
No,
does that sometimes. He does that. He'll do like a. He's crying on the mic. I've been so sad. I don't know what to fucking do. I've been. And then he's like pretends to like drink a bottle of liquor. I don't know how it
that's
sounds.
cool.
I'm sure it doesn't sound as good as it does on the fucking Black Van album, Black Keys.
Sounds good. Don't worry. Sounds good.
Sorry, I got. We got onto the.
Yeah. Anyways, so fantasy, right?
Yes.
Uh, so we talked about temperature, also color. How much of a fantasy is color? We might have talked about that before, but
Hmm.
you know, you think that there's a green app. All right, what should I? Uh, blue pencil,
Blue pencil.
completely normal, right? And you think, oh, it's blue, it's
Hmm.
blue. But
Hmm.
what does it mean to be blue? What does it mean to have the blue characteristic? Blueberries are blue. Do they have the same thing as the pencil, or they don't? And if we dissect and we dive deeper into it, it's what is it in there? Is it the chemical structure that gives it that color? Or how is the apple green? Is it, how does it taste in your mouth? But that's what we're gonna get into later. How is it green? How is it the same as the screen behind you? Does it is does it consist from the same material? Are you behind a big green apple? Uh, and what chemicals? What does it have? Is it organic? Is it non-organic? Sky is blue too. I'm sure it doesn't have the same things as the pencil, but it reflects, it absorbs all the other lights, right, on the spectrum, except for the color blue,
Yes.
and it reflects it. And is it
Yes.
the chemicals that make it do that, or what is it that makes it do that?
I know. It has to be the chemical composition of just the material substrate itself. Or the what do you know, the coating, of course. It's the chemical makeup of the coating or the rubber is has something mixed into it um, that is absorbing. So there's like different ways of color mixing. There's additive and there's subtractive. Additive is what light waves actually do. They kind of add up to each other, right? So if you add red and green together, they make
Brown.
yellow. They actually
Oh,
make yellow light because you're actually adding their wavelengths together. So if you combine different colored light, that's what happens. But yeah, when it hits an object, you're right. It is absorbing color wavelengths and then reflecting whatever it doesn't absorb, and that's the color it is what it kind of doesn't absorb or isn't. So it's almost like everything is the opposite color of what it is. Um, yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. I don't, and then yeah, that's why paint. It's like you're mixing paints, and you've got red pile of paint, green pile of paint. You mix them together, then you have this thing that absorbs both the blue and yellow, wavelengths like the red paint did, and absorbs the red wavelengths like the green paint did. And you're left with something that absorbs all the wavelengths, and it's like a brown, gray, colorless thing. So I've always wondered that, like, yeah, what if my green is, what if it's like we all have these colors and they are going to retain their relationships in this wheel, but what if my green looks different than your green? What if they don't really, and there's no way that we would ever be able to tell. We'll never bridge that gap. But what if for some reason your color wheel is like spun or something? But then I think that's probably not true because we can all recognize that like red is unique, or like that yellow on the color spectrum, it actually looks different, right? Like it's actually a kind of higher value or something than these other colors. So it's like there's almost are some clues I think that might suggest, because it's like universal. Like everybody knows yellow is kind of, it's a lighter color for some reason. At full saturation, yellow is like lighter than blue at full saturation, and so that there might be some things that could clue us in. But I've always wanted that too, and I don't know if we'll ever be able to know because we can never get inside another's head. So is color a fantasy? And the taste of an apple. Taste. Can we talk about taste here for a second? Because I'm an artist and I'm interested in taste. And not only how does a thing taste, but what taste do you like? And now we're talking about pain and pleasure, okay? Because when I was a kid, I like, and I still like Lucky Charms, okay? I like the sugary pop. I like sugar pops. And I should probably have not said a brand name and should bleep that out, unless you're paying us, fucking Nabisco, or,
Think about it.
think about it, tricks. Um, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now I'm just saying a bunch of them because screw it. Choco Vampires. What was that one? Chocolate Vampire Crunch. Peanut Butter Sweets. Potato Crunch. Sugar Balls. I love them all. But now, as an adult, I'm smoking McNasties. These I should not. These are medically, a doctor gave me these, but I still shouldn't smoke them. Um, and I'm drinking beer, which tastes like shit. Beer tastes like horse urine without the foam, but cold. It does sometimes have foam, and like like hard liquor tastes bad, dude. And I know that we're not drinking it for the taste, but wine drinkers are drinking it for the taste. And wine is, I don't know if you've ever had wine. It is not good. It's not that good. And I drink it all the time. And I love it, but I drink it for health reasons. Just like this, I'm drinking it for circulation and blood flow and heart health, to counteract. I'm drinking wine to counteract these cigarettes. I have to do it. Again, my doctor, who did not finish medical school but went most of the way, said that that's what I should do. And he's cheap. He's inexpensive. And he moves around. He'll meet you wherever you want. And he's got a briefcase. It's got needles and scissors in it, and probably tape. And but a sommelier trains themselves to like this shitty ass beverage, the worst drink in the world that we've been drinking for 2 billion years. So like it's not like it's something we came up with that's really good now. It's old. Wine is old. You might as well have a glass of water, which is also disgusting. There's no bubbles in water, and there's no bubbles in wine. And sommeliers will train themselves, punish themselves, spitting it out, swishing it around, staining their mouths and their teeth like with blood, like they are beasts, which they are. If you like wine, you're a beast. And I do like wine, but look at me. Um, and did you really like the wine? If you had to drink it and force yourself and learn all this crap about it and beg God at night, please let me, I love wine. I need to impress my wife with my wine knowledge. Are you sure you liked the 1870s, fuck, 19, what's a good year of wine? The 2011 Cab Sauv that you were drinking, or maybe did it taste like shit? Maybe actually it would have been just as good out of a box. What if I like it out of a box better? Am I wrong? Do I have to train myself to like your garbage? Or maybe I'm right out of the box. Maybe I don't need to callous myself and abuse myself and train myself to like something I didn't like in the first place. Is that what happens
What?
to artists as they go to art school? As you study under a master? Are you changing your tastes to like shit that you didn't like in the first place? You didn't like it organically or naturally, so you're gonna punish and abuse yourself to like it? That sounds like a fantasy.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So many impressive points. So many. I don't even know what should I cling on to first. Yeah, it's odd. The wine, right? The shitty wine. I understand, totally understand. However, I'm a little bit of a fan of wine.
I love
Uh,
wine.
Wine is good. Uh, and yeah, taste, yeah, of course. Mostly tastes bad. Hard liquor, especially vodka, doesn't have any taste, but
Yeah.
liquor. And I don't know what feeling we're chasing
Oh,
is
coffee. Coffee is coffee. I did the. Anyways, go ahead. Things that
coffee
taste like
too.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
carrots.
yeah, yeah. Carrots too, of course. Orange, just color, not so good.
Yeah.
Anyways, uh, but why do we eat spicy food? Doesn't bring us any pleasure.
Yes, dude. This is
There is no
exactly.
pleasure,
This is what
no
the fuck I'm
taste
talking about. No,
that you
no,
get, not at all.
no. Yeah.
And there are more things like that that just do not uh, make sense, but we still consume them for whatever reason that either society put in our brain or our brain just realized that it likes it and it wants us to consume it. For some reason, we just want to live in that realm where we think spicy, I like anything spicy. That's great food. If it's spicy, it tastes two times better. And yeah, but it's weird. It's weird because uh you know the how the spice works? Apparently birds don't feel spice.
Oh, seriously,
Birds don't feel spice. Only we do, and bugs and insects feel spice.
dude. So the Matrix was right. We are bugs. We're like a virus. That's what he said, not bugs. He didn't say people are bugs. People are like bugs. But we are fucking bugs, dude. Um, no, we're not bugs, but I do love spicy, dude. And it's I mean, you're right on the money with this. It's the same. And this is, I mean, we're back to talking about. I mean, we're talking about pleasure and pain. We're talking about fantasy. We're talking about the evening soothe. We're talking about balance. And I think a little bit of discomfort. You know, if you get too comfortable, you know, you can kind of stagnate, right? And if you don't have enough, maybe a little bit more chafe to kind of get you moving, get you. But a well-oiled machine has to run a little bit to stay, you know, fucking shit stuff locking up. I'm not an engineer exactly, technically, but this is my understanding of machine. And so if you get too comfortable and you just spend your whole life pleasing yourself, that can end up being a really uncomfortable situation. You can kind of get kind of sick in that mode. But a pearl starts as a little agitation, disgusting clams or oysters or whatever they are, clam, and then it becomes a beautiful pearl. So maybe that little agitation is the beginning of beautiful things like growth, where pure pleasure, there's not a whole lot of growth in that, but enough pleasure and a little bit of discomfort, then you're growing to this place where even the pleasure is more pleasurable. So you need this balance. You need that spicy to give it
Pleasure's
that
more
sweet.
pleasure.
You need that bitter.
That's true.
Yes, right. You need that refreshment. We're balancing it up here at the Soothe.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the reason apparently, I'm sorry, I just uh want to get back to that spicy thing,
Hit me
is the
with a Jackie.
capsaicin. So capsaicin, birds don't feel it. And the reason why they don't feel it is that the plants, the pepper plant, right, the chili plant, realized that birds are friends. They eat the pepper seeds and they spread them so there are more pepper plants. We apparently are not their friends for some reason, so we feel the spice. But birds, they don't. Bugs, they do. Bugs are bad for plants. So that's why bugs don't eat chili peppers. And we apparently, but we do spread the seeds though. So I don't know why the nature did not just let us be. I mean, it's much better to eat the chili while it's spicy, no doubt about that. But the reason why the chili plant just really does not. But yeah, that's just how it works. It just wants to survive and it wants to procreate. The chili plant wanted to procreate a little habanero, have a little kid.
That's,
And yeah, that's how it just goes around.
hey, I can't blame you. I'd like to have a little habanero myself. A little beat pig habanero junior. Habanero is actually my middle name. So I can't blame,
It's a great name.
thank you so much. I can't blame the habanero for its ways, or its desires, its lusts to be eaten by a bird. I also would like to lust my fantasies being eaten by a bird. Here's a question. Do you think the chili fantasizes about such things? Does it feel? This is a fantasy. If pain and pleasure are all in the mind and it's a psychological fantasy, do trees and plants feel?
I guess they have a plan.
Holy
They
shit.
can think, right? They can figure it out just as much as we do, I guess. Just we
God.
do it different ways. We defend ourselves in different ways, and they do it in different ways. We just are a little more self-aware, and they're a little more rational, to a
Yeah.
certain extent, I would say.
Yeah.
And we're just are a little too rational. We want watermelons with no seeds so that a child will not suffocate on the seed, and it will taste better, right? Because we're not gonna have to chew through those seeds. We want grapes with no seeds in them. We want uh all those things. We want tacos to be not mild, to be not spicy. We want salsa to be mild. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Why do you like to defend yourself that way? We're adaptable creatures. Like the chili plant, we will adapt. And that leads me to the main part of it, that a lot of those things, color, taste, smell, they were all given to us to adapt it and to defend ourselves from the dangers of the world that are can kill us, that are able to kill us, even the sound waves that we hear, anything. We hear a loud noise, we get scared. Because why? It can kill us. That's why we don't want the loud noises around us. We're like, um, that taste, it tastes bitter. Oh, probably toxic. It probably could kill us. Maybe we shouldn't eat that. We'll look at the color, looks red. Maybe it could be dangerous. Could be dangerous. Like the Mario mushroom. Could be dangerous, it uh and other chili pepper is red too. Dangerous. A lot of dangerous things. Taste, smell. You are trying to eat McChicken after a month. You
Oh,
smell it.
I love it.
Smells off.
Mm.
It's proud and you don't want to eat it. Why? Because it might do you some bad. So we take all these senses. They don't even make sense in real life. Like you smell the poop. I'm
Yes.
sorry to say that just
Yes.
because the molecules of it got in your nose.
I know. That's terrible, bro.
Horrible, horrible. And little particles of it are already in your nose. So uh, there are so many things that are just insane, and our brain simplifies that just for us to be like, don't worry about that. I'll figure that out for you. You just do the basic stuff, and yeah, have kids and do your thing. I'll take care of that. Like, don't worry about how you smell that stuff, how you do that. I have uh, a person that I know, let's say,
Mm.
uh, perhaps a partner, but we're not gonna say.
We're not saying.
Yeah, maybe it is a partner though, more than likely. Just to still leave a little bit of doubt. And once we started talking on those topics, she says that uh, she does not want to think of the world that way. She just wants the apple to be green just because it's green, and it tastes sweet just because it's sweet, and not to dive into those details because that's gonna just ruin the pleasure, ruin the taste of the apple.
That's beautiful.